All right, so my mic should be working. I had to turn on my studio light. Thank you all for joining me this morning. I know this is a little bit different. We went over to the Martin Hills actually yesterday, just to give you guys a brief recap on what happened yesterday. It was a little crazy. Went over and met with the amazing folks at, and I feel like Trump whenever I say that. These guys are amazing people. I'm not trying to make fun of Trump. I think, by the way, I don't want to get into politics. But he does use the term amazing a lot, and they're amazing people. Anyway, I say that a lot, and I don't mean to sound like Trump, but anyway, went over to meet the amazing folks over at the Stoddard County Historical Society. By the way, that GoFundMe that we posted, we've already got $50, and that is just amazing to even get that kind of money, to get any money from folks that want to, good morning, Tanya, that want to donate to the Stoddard County Historical Society is going to seriously bring tears to my eyes because they are in desperate need of our help. They have a crap ton. I don't even know how to the right words without offending anybody. They have a lot of World War II memorabilia that they still have got to go through. They need more staff. They need help, and they need the funds in order to do that. In this house that we are featuring this weekend, the Miller home. Now, I'm going to do the best I can not interchange the two because we got the Martin Hills Retirement Village and then we have the Miller home, and they both start with M, and they're going to just screw me up, and I know it's going to happen. Good morning. So, getting back to the Miller home, started this journey yesterday with the Stars and Stripes. They signed their recording contract with us, which is a mandatory event or a mandatory thing. Now, I go over and do the promo video, and as I'm talking to one of the neighbors of the Miller house, Mr. Alvin, I can't remember his last name right now, awesome guy, we hear a door slam. It could have been the cat on the front porch, but cats usually don't make that much noise because they're usually kind of dainty animals and very elegant. But I mean, you've seen videos where they go crazy and nuts and they just go berserk. This one was really calm on the front porch. And what I distinctly heard, and I think that he did too, was a door slam inside of the Miller home. I believe that they're ready for us. I believe that the house is ready to speak. I hope that the history that is there is revealed, and I do hope that it doesn't slam any family members, that it brings to life some of the history. Bloomfield is amazing when it comes to, and I keep using that word, but it is amazingly historic. Stoddard County in general. But Bloomfield is one of these cities that it's just kind of been forgotten. And it is absolutely one of those things where it cannot be. There's so many amazing things happened there. There was a hanging tree at the four-way stop sign. There's a big plaque and memorial there. And I congratulate Bloomfield for putting up plaques there to remind folks of the historical things that happened in that city. So I go from there because Morgan Wilkinson, who works at the Stoddard County Historical Society, good morning, everybody. I have got my cup of joe because it is morning. Anyway, I go from there because Morgan Wilkinson tells me, oh my gosh, it really is. I was born in when I wasn't born in Sikeston. I was born in Columbia, Missouri, at University Hospital. That I moved to Sikeston when I was 6. Lived in Sikeston for most of my life. And let me tell you this: Sikeston has got history. We all know that Sikeston's got history. Scott County and Madrid, we're kind of split between two different counties. So we're split between two very historic counties. But the more that we go out into the surrounding communities and discover the history, it really is. There's some amazing people that we're meeting, and they are opening their doors and they're willing to talk about their communities because they're proud of them, which is awesome. And I feel like since we're on the tail end of COVID-19, the coronavirus is finally starting to wind down. We're getting some people that are vaccinated. And again, I'm not going to get into political debate whether you should get vaccinated or not. I was a medic in the Army for 20 years and believe in vaccines. But again, I will state my opinion. I just don't want to get into a debate. A vaccine just will enable you to fight off the infection in case you do get the virus. it helps your body build antivirus or antibodies so you can fight off the vaccine or fight off the virus in case you get it. Anyway, getting back to Martin Hill, she talks about she specifically says, not actually, you know what, I'm not going to lay this all on her. I think she said insane asylum, but she could have said retirement village, or she could have said something to that effect. Anyway, I get the idea in my head that it's an insane asylum. Let's not call it that. In respect to the Martin family, and all that they were trying to do, it is a retirement village, and it had at one point folks that were living there that could not care for themselves and could have been mentally handicapped. So we will just leave it at that. If it's more respectful for us as a paranormal investigative and historical preservationist group to refer to that specific retirement village as a place for the mentally handicapped and or retired, then let's just leave it at that. I don't want to, like, the last thing in the world, and I'm very passionate about this. You guys know me in real life, and if you see me on the show, I am not out to offend anybody. It's the last thing that I want to do. I honestly am that guy. I understand where we're at in 2021, and 2020 was already stressful. So the last thing in the world I want to do is stomp over anybody's legacy. The American Ghost Project, like I've said before, AGP, is in my father's name, Anthony Gerald Poole, who was a physician and doctor, obstetrician gynecologist in Sikeston, Missouri for 30 plus years, delivered over 8,000 babies. I named this after him. This is in honor of his legacy, so I understand family legacies. Getting back to the evidence at hand, we had some messages from folks yesterday. Actually, our Facebook blew up. It was nuts. I could barely keep up with the conversations. We actually had a young lady that messaged us and said, and I'm not going to call her out, I'm not going to say she's wrong, I'm just saying that it's interesting because we've had people say, it's not worth going in there, there's no spirit, it's not haunted, I was there for 20 years and nothing ever happened. That's not the point. If you're not in tune with the spirit world, and if you did not go in with the intent to capture evidence, and if you did not engage in what we do, then the thing is, you are not a receptor. They see you as a beacon of light. And I walked in, and I'm basically a spotlight because I'm wanting to reach out beyond and pierce that veil and reach those spirits and get a hold of them and be that voice for them, because they have been going, I'm dealing with well, I won't show anybody's medical records, Trish, so I'm not calling you out specifically. And Trish is a family member. Somebody messaged me and said that there's the ghosts you're going to get are snakes, which is kind of funny because I was like, ghost snakes of ghost snakes. But we are going to do the best I can. I'll go back in there with, of course, approval from the owner and turn over pages and cover up names. Because like I said, the last thing in the world I want to do is HIPAA laws and get anybody in trouble and have lawsuits. Getting back to the evidence. And I'm like I said, Trish, I'm not calling you out at all. I certainly don't want to upset you. I reached out to you, and then there was some miscommunication between the two of us where her phone was pocket dialing me over and over, and I had it was crazy. But we have since conversed since then, and I want to interview her, and I want to interview other family members of the Martins and or staff members, so that we have the full and complete story and we can speak on the retirement village in a respectful manner, and so it doesn't get lost with time. Don't worry about it. I was like, what in the world? You kept changing the emoticons, the theme, and I was like, what is happening with my phone? I'm like, I'm sitting down and watching the news, and it's like bing, bing, bing. I'm like, man, she's blowing my phone up. And I look at my phone, and you should see that it was like bam, 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 bam. I'm like, certainly this is not happening. Because then you called me, and then I was saying hello, and I thought my mic wasn't working. I couldn't. We'll work this out. I am serious when I say this, and I appreciate you all giving me the opportunity to explain myself. I know that you guys don't know me from Adam. and I understand that you guys were upset, but I appreciate you at least giving me the time of day to understand where I'm coming from. Because communication, my motto, if you will, is to be heard or to be understood and to understand. It's all about communication. So as long as we understand where each is coming from, oh, yeah, your pocket was in cray cray mode. And by the way, you're not the only one that says cray cray. I say that too, and then I'm like cringy. I'm like, but I'm 43. Should I say that? Because I don't want to be that guy. I want to be that guy that's like in his 40s that's trying to be hip. But anyway, I'm just me. I'm just kind of silly, and me and my kids enjoy it. And by the way, I send my 16-year-old daughter and my 12-year-old son selfies of me like this, like crazy looking selfies, like of my generation, because my generation doesn't know how to take selfies. Some of the people in my generation, Gen X and above, do not know how to take selfies. So I kind of troll my daughter and my son a little bit, and they get a laugh out of it. But anyway, let's go over the evidence. I started to go over the evidence, or just go over the video, and I was like editing stuff, and I was like, I'm going to repost this in a respectful manner. I'm going to try and cut out where I said insane asylum. Again, I said, I'm very sorry that I referred to it as that. Let's just mentally handicapped individuals and those that were retired or could not care for themselves, either state-sponsored or private pay, stayed in this facility. And it is amazing. The stories that I am getting, this is one of those little gems I didn't know anything about, and I'm in love with it now. I know that I came into the party way late, but this is part of getting out there and discovering the community that we're around. And if you're no longer around this area, like Trish, I believe, lives in St. Louis, and some of the Martins actually have moved away, I want to get with you all. I am very serious about this. If you're upset, yell at me. That's fine. If you need to get all that off of your chest, that's okay. I've got thick skin. I was in the Army for 20 years. I did two tours in Iraq, and I'm okay with. I don't want to upset somebody, but if I did upset you, it's okay. You can tell me, and then we'll move past it. We'll have a conversation like a couple of adults. We'll have that discussion, and then we can move past it. I'm very, very, very sorry that I upset anyone in misrepresenting that property, but I want to tell the story in a very professional and a way that presents the most respectful way that we can shed some light on what this property used to be and what it used to mean to the public and the folks that used to live there. So let's get to the evidence, if we will. This is what Marty, it really is. You can feel the love that's in the building. That's one of the other things that I was trying to portray while I was there. There was something dark. There's a reason why there's something dark. And I'll get to that when when we start reviewing the evidence, and it has nothing to do with the Martins. I want to say that again. I'm on record right now saying that whatever is in there that is dark, I'm not saying it's a demon. I'm just saying that it could have some darker energy, has nothing to do with the Martin family and or the time that they spent there. It could have to do with what was performed there later after it has been abandoned. And that's unfortunate that some people went in there and drew a pentagram on the floor. That is just inviting evil into a place that does not need it. And it had so many great memories, and you defile it and deface it. And we are going to go in there as the American Ghost Project, and I am passionate about this as I could possibly be. I will burn sage in a professional way and soak that place with sage fumes, because that will rid all of the negative energy out of that place. Say some prayers, name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. I'm a Catholic Christian. I will do the best I can to rid that place of the negative energy, and maybe that'll slow some of the decay process. But again, let's get to the evidence. I started out. Now, this is Adobe Premiere Pro. If you guys have not seen some of my live videos when I actually review footage. Now, I made a video or a voiceover through Adobe Audition explaining that when I walk into the building, now I had my studio speakers on, that when I walk in the building, you can actually hear the people that I'm with that will remain anonymous because I walk in that door. I'm pointing at my screen like you tell, but I walk in this door right here and you can hear them speaking. However, comma, it is not them that we are hearing. Listen very closely. Martin Hills Retirement Home. It's completely abandoned. It, like I said, we're going to go in. So join me. Here we go. And if you notice, I've edited a few things out to make it a little bit smoother of a video, but you can see this part right here. This is where it gets a little interesting. And again, you guys are going to watch this evidence and listen. We want to make sure the building was clear. If you've got headphones, please put them on because you're about to hear a voice from beyond the veil.
So the beds, there's furniture. This is cray.
I was trying to mute my microphone in case there was some audio feedback. Right here is where it happens. So I repeat it 1, 2, 3 times and boost the audio. Listen closely.
Cray.
You hear the watch it? It's a masculine or a male voice. Let me zoom in on that. That audio frequency is right in here. Watch it. So you got to watch it, which I did not notice in my initial review. Then I went back and listened to this part again and caught that with my headphones. So I found that very interesting that I walk into the building by myself and, hey, Amberly, I walk into the building by myself and I already get a masculine voice stating clearly, watch it. That is a protective spirit. Don't know who it is. I'm not going to say it's a Martin. It could have been one of the residents that lived there that is still there. Maybe is caught and stuck. And I hate the fact that that's happening. I believe that and trust that it's all God's design. In the name of the Father and Son of the Holy Spirit, we will go back in there and try to release those spirits. And that is part of our goal, is that if they're caught, say, in purgatory, or if they're caught in between heaven and hell, and all they need to do is cleanse their spirits and release their earthly possessions and go on to heaven, if they're stuck here, part of our intent is to release them, if we can. So you got watch it right here. Now, I start to talk. And unfortunately, I talk over the female spirit that you're about to hear, but it almost sounds like Becky. Listen closely.
This is
right there. So I start to say, this is crazy, but you hear a lady with a B sound. And I can't pause it. I can't slow it down. I can't take my voice out. Sometimes we do talk over the spirits, and I apologize for that. Obviously, I didn't have my headphones on, or I would have heard it and been like, oh, there's people talking. But you can clearly hear a feminine tone. And the folks that were with me did not want to be on camera, and they were not talking in the background. I assure you, I'm right around the corner from them, and I would have said, hey, guys, be quiet. I'm live on Facebook. Because folks that know that when I go live, I tell them, hey, I'm going live. And they just quiet down, if you notice. And they didn't say anything until I asked a question. So there's like Becky or a B sound. There's the watch it.
This is cray.
Okay, sounds good, Amberly. Hey, and I appreciate your donation. The Stoddard County Historical Society is going to appreciate your donation, and that's just amazing that you've done that, and thank you so much. And I don't know why the comments are not showing up on the chat box is not showing up. Yeah, it's not showing up on the stream at all. That's weird. Oh, you're amazing. I really do appreciate it. So let me go into Adobe Audition and see if we can clear this up. This is where he talks right here. Watch it. And it's this whole stream right here. This is Adobe Audition. It's one of the programs that works directly in conjunction with Adobe Premiere Pro. Let me see if I can denoise this again, turn it up. I mean, that's watch it. That's what I hear. Watch it. If you guys hear something else other than watch it, let me know. Thank you, Marla. Watch it. I mean, obviously, whatever is in Martin Hill's retirement home, and that's what I'm going to refer to it as. I don't necessarily care. I mean, I do care that it was called the Essex Retirement Home later, but historically it started out, as the American Ghost Project, we like to refer to places as their original building was called, like the Moore Home in Charleston, even though we haven't investigated there. We'd love to. The McCutcheon Theater in Charleston, even though it started out as the American, it's called the McCutcheon now. We've got the Russell Hotel in Charleston, which is amazing. Kenny Hulshoff is doing some amazing work over there. He's doing some amazing work over at the Russell Hotel. And at like St. Mary's Hospital in Cairo. Anyway, so you've got, watch it.
This is
and that right there, that breath, that's me.
This is.
I don't know what she's saying. I can't isolate this enough. I mean, I can keep trying. I speak right over her, so there's no way for me to know exactly what she said. So we're just going to leave it at that.
Z. There are beds still here.
And there's another voice there. Holy cow, there's another voice there. Right there. I don't know if you guys can hear that. There are beds still here, and then there's another female voice right there. So what I do, just so you guys understand my process, is I don't want to mess with the original frame where this audio comes through right here. I don't want to mess with that necessarily. So I'll cut it up really quick, preserving the original form right here. And I can even label it so you guys can see it. See, there's the original file, or the original video and audio line. So I'll grab the one that I want to boost up. So we have boosted audio. Right there, she's talking. And see how there's no waveform here? Nothing. Jeez. Let's boost this. Let's see what this is. Let's see what she's saying. Let's denoise it, boost it again. Denoise it. I can take out that little blip right there because I think it's like a clip or like I'm walking. Okay. Y'all hear her voice now? I don't know what she's saying. I'll denoise it again. Maybe hiss reduction, denoise. She's saying something. I just can't make it out. This is my process, guys. This is just what I do. I'm just gonna leave this as a unknown voice. I don't know what else to say. It's unknown. The other thing that I do whenever I do a replay is I'll go into color and I'll change the replay slightly so the folks at home that are watching know that it's a replay and they're not seeing, so there's normal and it goes into a replay mode and there's a different color scheme. It just changes it slightly. I don't do anything to the other than that, and then go into editing, and then I throw in all the graphics, but we're going to leave that alone for now. I'll tag it and color this. Oh, not Caribbean. Let's label this. Yeah, blue. That'll work. All right, let's keep going.
With sheets still on them. Chairs.
And like I said, if you guys hear the horn honk in the background, which you clearly did there, that's the folks that were with me, and they will remain anonymous. I think they were just locking their car. But there is another voice there.
With sheets still on them. With sheets still on them.
There.
Chairs.
It's a cough. Yep. Now here's the thing. You can actually hear them unlock their car.
With sheets still on them.
And hear the car doors shut. So they're in their car.
Chairs.
So whatever this is no one around us. Let me get this out of the way. Oh boy, that's not what I meant to do. What happened? What's happening? What? Why did we? Yeah, and I don't have the words, Trish. I don't. It's not cool. It's not cool at all. I don't understand what. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I agree. It's really uncool. And I'm gonna do the best I can to not showcase how bad it looks. I'm gonna be very careful. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I want to be as respectful to your vision, to your grandpa's vision of what it was supposed to be. And I still have to gain access to the building legally, so I don't want to call the current owner out completely and upset them. But yeah, it's definitely run down. I'm sorry to hear that. So what house is this? Joyce Evans. This is the Martin Hills retirement home. Thank you, Trish. This is the Martin Hills retirement home in Martin Hills and or Essex. It's right in between Sykeston and Bloomfield, Missouri, in southeast Missouri. This was a amazing retirement home. Trish, do you know what year it was built? I know it was built several years ago. It had it was a village for retirees and those that could not take care of themselves. They may have been mentally handicapped. And it was a state, they had state funded folks that lived there, and they also had private funded folks that lived there as well. Pretty awesome place, and it has fallen into ruin in the last 5 or 6 years or so, and I got the opportunity to walk through it yesterday. Oh, you grew up in Mitten, so not very far away. Now where? Okay, so copy. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Let's get this Is it a cough? Yeah, got a cough. Probably residual. I mean, if you ask me, this is not, I don't know if necessarily a spirit would be out in the hallway or in the building with me coughing. What this probably is, since this is a retirement home and there are literally clickers integrated into the wall system to notify the nurses station that that individual needed a nurse or needed help or an aide to come there, a nurse's aide to come to that specific room. I would imagine there was probably folks there with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease or COPD, some kind of pulmonary function disease, maybe even tuberculosis at one point, possible. I'm not saying that it was a TB asylum or anything like that, or a sanatorium. There could have been somebody there with pulmonary disorders, coughing, and that's just residual. It's probably not. I can imagine a ghost is going, coughing out in the hallway, because I mean, they have no reason to cough, but that's probably just residual, just a replay of events that went on in this facility. Yeah, that's a cough. All day long, that's a cough. That's cool though that we're able to capture residual sounds. This is all live on Facebook yesterday, and for us to be able to capture some of this evidence is pretty awesome. So what I'm doing is, like I said before, I've got the original file here that will remain in Caribbean, and then I will label these in blue. Let's do this in blue, so I know to go back and add the fancy graphics to them, and I know that it's a replay of. So we'll just play the original, and then this blue section here will be. You can see how the audio form has changed. That will be a enhanced audio version of this same clip that's replayed. Calling my mom right now. She knows all about that, but I believe sometime in the 70s. Thank you, Trish. I appreciate it. It's a cough. I mean, I don't know of any other thing that could be other than it's just a cough. Someone just coughed, either in the room with me or, which could scare some folks right out of the building. But again, I didn't hear it. So I guess it's a good thing that I didn't hear someone cough in the room that I was with. I might have stopped and paused.
Oh, jeez.
Now, here's what's ironic is right when this happened, right when he captured the cough, right after that, a fly flew out of the room and nearly attacked me. Now, is that paranormal? I don't necessarily think so. But at the same time, I think that when they do expel that electromagnetic energy, they affect the environment around them. And it could have affected that fly, because I got attacked right after this.
Oh, jeez. Got attacked by a fly. Now, it's just me inside this building now. What was that?
And see, I point out the actual call buttons right here.
Oh, there's a TV. So here's the call light for when they would want to call a nurse. Oh. Okay, so it's just for when they would want to call a nurse. Oh.
Y'all hear that? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold the phone. You guys, I hear something. I hear something. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what that is. That's like a monitor. That's hold on. I'm freaking out. I'm sorry. You can hear like a monitor going off, which again is probably residual. Yeah, you can hear me because I'm a doofus and I fumble around like an idiot. Right there, that beginning part is what I'm talking about. Let me enhance this audio. Enhance it. Yes, sort of. 1974. Thank you, Trish. So 3 years before I was born. Yes, I'm that old. 3 years before I was born, this facility was built. It's awesome. December of 1974. Thank you, Trish. And by the way, Trish is the granddaughter of the original builders and owners of the Martin Hills. And she's trying to assist in bringing this place back to life. And I think it's amazing that we've got family involved. And I encourage it. What is that? I mean, I hear that blah, 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 but that's not what I'm talking about. That's me walking around like an idiot because I got like boots on. That's why I try to encourage my investigators to wear soft-toed shoes or soft-soled shoes. However, y'all have warned us, and I appreciate it, that there are rattlesnakes and copperheads and snakes in general in this area, and I will not go back with soft-soled shoes on because I don't want to get bit, and that's not a good time. Yeah, there is a sound there. That's a residual patient alarm sound of some kind. I don't necessarily know, but I'm going to yeah, right there. Again, not the stuff after this other stuff that you probably hear, that you can hear better. I'm talking about the very beginning of these clips. It's right in this area right here. Right there. I don't know. Could be music. Sounds like an alarm. I don't necessarily know. I know that there are folks that worked here. I know for a fact. Then they're still alive because it just shut down in 16. So y'all would know what the alarms sounded like in the hospital, or excuse me, the retirement home. We've been doing a lot of investigations at the hospital in Cairo. So if I call it a hospital, I don't mean to, but in essence, these really are, they're hospitals. I mean, you're caring for the sick and wounded, or not wounded, but the elderly, the retired, you're taking care of it. So I mean, in essence, they're kind of hospital-ish. There's nurses that work there. So I mean, I guess it's not out of the realm of possibility to call them a hospital. I don't think anybody would be upset about that. So let's just label this like this so I know to go back and review that footage later. Again, you guys, we're reviewing this live on Facebook, and I can't wait to get to the part where there's a door slam and a boot step, because that's what I wanted to hear.
Okay, so it's just me, guys.
A cane? Trish, if you can get me in line with your mom, oh man, there's all kinds of comments I'm not seeing. RC and Audrey Martin owned it. Thank you, Trish. It wasn't as big when it opened. This is from Trish Martin. Things were built on throughout the years. Yes, that is what Melissa was telling me through email, is that it's been added on. He had this dream. He actually went to Bloomfield, I think it was, or somewhere near there. Don't quote me on the Bloomfield. I'd have to pull that email back up. But your grandfather went to a building and agreed to tear it down if he could salvage the bricks. So he used the bricks from a torn down building to add on to his current residential home. So that's why it looks like a house, because it was a house and they just built onto it and kept building. And that's just amazing that he had this vision that he wanted to take care of people. That's in my opinion, that's the Holy Spirit. That's what the Holy Spirit does to folks, is that it gets inside of them and it guides them to whatever God's plan is for that individual. And it's pretty awesome that we're able to tell this story and pass it along. Greta Elaine Martin, a cane? I don't know, Joyce. Thank you for letting me know that's her name. Yeah, wear rubber boots.
So the caretakers have given me access to just kind of walk around this space.
Now check this out. I'm going to talk about this in just a minute. There is a table in the middle of the hallway, right? There is a nightstand right here and a bucket. and a chair right here. That somebody has gone in and constructed this to gain access to the drop ceiling, to get whatever out of the attic.
Somebody tried to get access to the ceiling or the roof, or the attic at one point. This is the part of the building.
When I went in there originally into this building, this hallway, not because it's darker, I turned my back to it because the folks that I was with, they went off to the left. They kind of tapered off to the left. And I turned my back to this hallway and I get a twinge in my back. That tells me that what I need to focus on is behind me.
And that gives me the most trouble. I feel oppression. I feel something negative back here. Can you guys hear me okay? It's whenever I rounded the corner, I started having problems with my back. Again, it's just me. This is Scott Poole with the American Ghost Project. I don't mean you any harm.
Yeah, it's kind of a silly homemade ladder, but yes, absolutely.
Just walking around this old retirement community. There are so many corridors. And areas to go through.
Now, during this video, you may hear dogs barking in the background, and I think that's what that was. The neighbors across the street have beagles, and when she feeds them, they get excited. So if we do an investigation here and you hear some yapping, it's not paranormal. There are animals, obviously, that live around in the area. There are beagles and a couple of adorable... By the way, if you're the neighbor that lives directly across the street from the Martin Hills, I went by your house. Nice truck, by the way, to see if you guys had access to the building. And, of course, your other neighbor did. I'm not going to say who. And your pit bulls literally tried to lick me to death. You need to get a hold of them and put a chain on them. They don't have pit bulls. They have some kind of... They're dogs out there. I don't know if it's illegal to have them or not. I don't want to call anybody out. But super, super ferocious dogs that just tried to lick me to death. But they're adorable, and I enjoyed my short time with them as they were playing around with me, and I had some fun.
So they locked this place up pretty tightly.
Trish Martin, apparently the last owner that I know of, I'm not going to say his name, kept something very secret. Not long ago, there was a man or a woman, not sure which one, but allegedly that individual was murdering people. I have actually heard of this. I've heard of this. There is a specific individual that lives in Charleston that reached out to the American Ghost Project. She has been on some investigations with us that knows of this specific story. There are layers upon layers. It's what your grandfather built and then what came in after that brought in the evil. And what happened after. We're going to uncover this, kind of like an expose as we go. The state came in and removed everyone. There was a man that was dead with pain patches all over him by the fish house. And I believe when I was a child, a guy died of a heart attack in the smoking room. Do you know which room is the smoking room? I would appreciate it if you could point that out. Also, there's been teenagers that vandalized it. Yes, I realize that. The neighbors across the street are actually doing the best job they can to keep the riffraff out of this building and structure. There's a lot of info you can get from my mom. She ran that place as the administrator from 74 to 97. Okay, thank you, Trish.
So I'm just going to walk through it by myself. So if there's anybody here, my name is Scott Poole. I don't wish you any harm. Look at this. Every single room has got some amount of furniture in it. Oh, and check this out. Check this out. Those are kids' glasses that I found.
I don't understand the significance of this, but I want to point out those glasses that I found whether they be paranormal or not, it's their glasses. They're not paranormal, but they belong to somebody at some point, and they're clearly kids' glasses. I should have shown my hand down there to give you guys my hands are, decent size. They're large, extra large. I don't know. I wear extra large gloves, but I mean, I don't have like a hand. I cannot grip a basketball, if that tells you anything. I was never a basketball player, or I tried, but it just didn't work out. These glasses here are too small to put on my face, and I just assumed those were kids' glasses, and they were sitting in the doorway to this room. So in order to preserve the things that I do find, I pick them up and put them on this TV stand that you're seeing here now, to make sure that no one steps on them, especially one of my investigators.
They were in the doorway. I don't know who those belong to. So this is an old retirement home. It was a...
I don't understand what's on this door either. I mean, what happened? What were they doing? Some of the stuff that's in this building, I don't understand. Like, whatever.
Oh boy, I'm way off in here by myself now.
Now, if anybody could tell me what this area right here is, that'd be very helpful, because there is a soda machine here in this little area. It kind of looks like a smoke area, but I'm not going to quote that because I don't know for sure. So there's the soda machine there. It looks like someone really, really wanted into that machine, and they were unsuccessful. So there still could be cokes in there. One of the stories that I heard is that the former owner, after the Martins, not going to name who that is, was forcing folks to purchase sodas, which is kind of strange.
I guess you just have to be fearless to do this. Bed rails, there's a Coke machine. Looks like someone tried to break in it at some point and was unsuccessful. So there may be Coke still in there. Good grief.
That's not me. I don't breathe like that, guys. I need y'all to understand that. I don't breathe like that. You want to hear this again? Let me just back this up a little bit.
And was unsuccessful. So there may be Coke still in there. Good grief.
I mean, see what I mean? I breathed right before that. Why would I breathe again? Listen again.
Good grief.
Let me turn my microphone on real quick. Make sure it's on.
Good grief.
See, I breathe right there. I breathe right there. I wouldn't go. Sorry. That makes me cough. I can't do that in real life without coughing. It doesn't even feel natural. I'm sorry, I get excited. When stuff like this happens, there's like an extra breath here. That is not me, guys. Right there. Let's cut this up and see what we can find. Don't even understand. Is this a smoking room? Is this, what room am I in? What part of the retirement home am I in where I'm catching a breath? It's ridiculous. All right, let's go into audition. You don't even hear the other part. You can hear me. So, see, there's an audio form. But, you hear it, but it's not detecting. Yeah, I don't even understand. Let's denoise this. Yeah, right. That's the sound. That's exactly what that is. It's someone popping open a soda and being like, let me try to take this. This is why we don't wear boots, folks. It's so loud. Thunk, thunk, thunk. Holy cow. I love catching evidence live on Facebook. It's one of my things. It's one of my new things that I like to do. You know, just live on Facebook. There you go. There's some evidence for you. Blue. Let's label this. What did I do before? Is it purple or magenta? Magenta works. So I label those tracks so I can go back, like I said before, and add in the graphics, make it look pretty, blah, blah, blah. Have some coffee. Yeah, it's either there. It really does kind of sound. You know what? That's a really good point, Joyce, because in the building across, I did not film there, but in one of the other rooms, there was the oxygen, you know, the little carts that folks have for like transporting oxygen, the little, you know, they like walk beside them. There was one of those still in the room. And then the oxygen tank itself was in a room across one of the, like a private apartments, I'm assuming a lot, but I think it was one of the private apartments that the original Martin family was referring to. To the right of the main building, there was an oxygen tank still in that building, so it still survives. So there's still stuff like that, and it kind of does sound like someone's struggling to breathe, and you can hear me. What's really cool is you can hear me breathe in and out, which clearly I'm going to be like, there's going to be a pause. That's a natural thing for any human. If I breathe in and out really quick, that's just, you're going to have a natural pause. Wow. Oh, that's nuts.
That's the hall at the end. The ghost would walk.
See, right here, I'm reacting to one of the comments that was coming through on the Facebook live feed, and someone, can't remember who, said that's the hallway that the ghost would walk. Someone actually wrote in, and I can't remember the name, and I apologize. There were a lot of comments that came through on Facebook. Someone actually wrote into our Facebook page that there would be a shadow figure or a ghost or an apparition that would walk from room to room. They called it the crazy ghost. Now, the reason why they called it that, and I apologize if that's not politically correct anymore, but that's what they referred to it as, that if it went into someone's room specifically and they caught it going into a room, that individual may have had an outbreak, or what they called a crazy session, or some kind of mental breakdown. Let's call it that. That's a little bit more respectful. Mental breakdown around 4 a.m. in that morning. Those are synchronicities, and then there are no coincidences in this business. And those are stories that we need to hear so that we can understand the history and the paranormal history of this building.
The ghost would walk. Oh, great. Thanks. Appreciate that. This is, this is where I tell you,
We're just looking at what's on the floor. It looks like a butterfly. How come I didn't notice that right here? What is that?
This is where I tell you, it's where I feel the most uncomfortable was that hallway. Now check this out. This is still here. There's weights. There's benches.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say weight. Just weight benches. There's no weights, but there are benches there, and those are, in decent shape still.
Set up so we can just do a workout session. So I love how I can just find an old abandoned structure and gain access And all of a sudden we're doing a video.
Watch what my camera does right here. I don't think it's paranormal, but my camera does a little something funky right here.
And all of a sudden we're doing a video. Doing a video.
Strange.
I don't really feel anything down here.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you, Joyce. If you're not familiar with the building and the way that it's built and the way that it's constructed, and it's a little bit of a maze.
But that hallway leading this way is what is this right here. This area is where I feel it the most.
Here we go. Okay, here we go. We're getting to the part where, and I've got graphics and stuff, and you can see them, and I don't know why everything's selected. So here we're getting to the part where, and the 18 that are viewing that have been patient with me, get ready for the boot step and the door slam, and there is nobody in the building with me.
Hold on.
Matter of fact, I'm just going to mute my microphone and let it play through.
Yeah, the whole building is okay. Is there anybody in here with me? Oh my gosh. Look at that. I am at the Essex Retirement Home, or Martin Hills Retirement Home. It is an old abandoned Hills Retirement Home. It is an old abandoned retirement home or / insane asylum. Okay. I don't feel like I'm alone. Can you make a noise if you're in here with me? Can you make a noise if you're in here with me? Can you make a noise if you're in here with me? Can you make a noise if you're in here with me?
Now I want to point out that when all this was happening, I already made a voiceover for this and everything. You guys are welcome to hear it, but I can explain. I go about midway down this hallway, coming back from that other side, right? From the weight room and the vending area, and get about halfway down this hallway, and I feel something. I genuinely felt something. So that's why I stopped. I mean, if you're going to be near me and I can feel you, I'm going to reach out beyond the veil, try to pierce it, and see if you can respond. They did. You can hear a boot step, which I did not hear live on Facebook. All I heard was the door slam. Now, here's the deal. The individuals that were with us that day that will remain anonymous, I thought they were playing a prank on me. Oh, yeah. Oh, I would have freaked. Tanya said I would have freaked out, but you did ask it to make a noise. I mean, and that's the thing, Tanya, is that you watch these other investigators on, say, like YouTube or like, Nuke's Top 5 or Slap Tam, or, I'm going to call out some of these other investigators, and you see them go in and they ask, hey, if you're here, can you make a sound? And then a chair, like say that chair moved and it moves down the hallway. The last thing in the world that I will do, because I've been trained in the Army for 20 years, I am not going to run. I run toward danger. There are certain individuals out there that will run toward the fire instead of going away from it. I'm going to go toward it every single time. I'm going to go try and figure out what made that noise so I can debunk it, because I feel like I'm the scientist in the group. This is what the part of me that wants to debunk this evidence, and I need to see it. I have this desire. So if you're going to make a noise, by God, show me that you're there. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, what are you still doing in this building? You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be stuck. Let go and go on. Go on to heaven. Let go and purge yourself of your earthly possessions and move on. There's no, I mean, but hey, I asked it for it to make a noise. It did. So watch my reaction. Oh, you guys are commenting. Holy crap, I heard that. Hey there, Janine. And then they run out of the building like a bunch of idiots. I'm like, isn't that what you guys went in there to do? Was to capture evidence? I mean, I watched Ghost Adventures, and I want to call out some of those guys. You guys have been investigating for over 20 years at least. And here's the thing. I've watched Brian Cano. He's my mentor. And Johnny Zaffis with The Haunted Collector. And Johnny Zaffis was the understudy and understudy for Ed and Lorraine Warren. They did not run out screaming like a bunch of you-know-whats. Little girls, little boys, little school grade children running out screaming like their hair's on fire. Johnny Zaffis taught Brian Cano to stand their ground and capture that evidence. That's what you went into the building to do. And that's what I did. I didn't run out. I didn't go, oh my God, I'm not going to be like Aaron on Ghost Adventures and overplay this and overact. And that's just what they do. They're there for ratings. I am not. You guys are going to get genuine human reaction from me and my investigators. That's all. We're not going to fake anything. And clearly, I ask it for it to make a sound, and it does. So amazing stuff already from this specific area. And what's really cool is I want to point out, we had somebody, not Trish Martin. She did not say that it's not haunted. She was like, oh, go on in there. My grandfather will haunt you, or my dad will, or whatever, which was kind of a slight, but that's okay. We've kind of made amends, and I think we understand each other. But somebody else commented or messaged us and said, there ain't no ghosts in there. It's not haunted. The only thing that are in there are snakes. Au contraire. Let those that are professionals or that want to be professionals in this field with professional audio equipment and video equipment go in and see for ourselves. We have individuals on the American Ghost Project team that are empaths like myself, did not know it until I started investigating, and my mother and Karen Teeters and a few others on the team will feel things on occasion. So let's keep watching. I mean, listen to how loud that is, especially after I boost. When I boost the audio, it's like, bam.
You're with me?
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Oh, you're so right, Serena. That would be amazing. Trish, why is there a chair in the middle of the hallway? It's creepy, right? If you watch some of our videos in Cairo, there's like a chair in a hallway by itself in a little closet room. It was sitting at the end of the hallway like, no, not creepy at all. No, just a single chair in the hallway. Why? I don't have any idea. A lot of people were there and died there. I'm sure it's probably either positively haunted more so than, oh yeah, I think you're probably right, Twish. I think that the positive energy of this place outweighs the negative completely. Like, I think it's keeping it at bay, which is awesome. Hey, somebody commenting over from from YouTube. So if you're just tuning in from YouTube, here's what we caught.
You make a noise if you're in here with me?
I mean, I ask it. Make a noise if you're in here with me. I'm by myself. Go ahead, make a noise.
You make a noise if you're in here with me?
You know what? It kind of, I mean, I say it's a boot step, and I claim that it's a boot. I'm only assuming it's a boot step. But doesn't it kind of sound like someone threw something, like it hit and then skipped maybe and then hit something else like louder? Like, what do you guys think that it is? I'm going to replay it again. And I know that I say it's a boot step and a door slam. It could be anything. But there's nobody else in the building but me. And we already did a walkthrough earlier, and there were no sounds like this that were captured. And guess what? I didn't run out like a little girl or a little boy.
You make a noise if you're in here with me?
Oh, what's up, Tyler?
You make a noise if you're in here with me? You make a noise if you're in here with me?
I'll just keep going. Oh, I think that this is the part of the audio right here. This is the tail end of the video right here. I have not. Let me take this over to the process. Look at this. I mean, it's so loud. Okay, let me denoise all of this. I always apply at least a denoise filter, even though my microphones are really good. It takes out some of that hissing. Yeah, I'm with you, Tyler. I mean, that's. But here's the thing. I heard the door slam in real time. I did not hear the boot step before that. Not there, not at the time. It was not, audible.
I heard that. So make sure it's not Tony messing with me. Tony messing with me.
You hear that? I hear this live on Facebook. I didn't really. I'm like, I heard metal. What was that? I mean, could I kick something? Maybe, but what in the world would have made that sound? Doesn't that sound like an electronic beep? And you can see me watch me react to it because I hear it in real time. See, I react like normally. Okay, I don't hear stuff like that, and this is what we call in the paranormal field or paranormal investigators. This is what we call a sequence of events. I ask a question. I try to interact with the spiritual entities that are in that building. If you're here, make a sound. Bam. They react. Sorry about the snap. It was probably loud. Bam. They react. So it was a boot step, maybe, and a door slam. I walk down the hallway, and then I hear a beep. I don't get this part right here. It's just
messing with me.
Right here. Let me see if I can isolate this a little bit and see what we can do with it. Yeah, I mean, it kind of almost sounds like a beat from a smoke alarm that needs batteries. Kind of, I mean, I'll buy that, but it's been shut down for since January 25th, I believe, was the last date it was open, because that was what was written on the board in the back of 2016. So I imagine the batteries and the fire alarms, if there are even any fire, I'll look around and see if there's any fire alarms, but I don't think that there are any. There it is. So this is an audible. It's got a sound wave right here. Sorry if that was just annoying as hell. I don't think I can clean that up anymore. I mean, it is what it is. It's a beep. Yeah, that's a patient alarm. That's a patient alarm beep, like a heart monitor, or I mean, I'm kind of speechless that I heard that in real time. Like, I'm walking around with a camera, a phone, my Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G. I know it's got like a whole huge long name, but that's what we use. Was one of our, that's how we broadcast live, is with these really nice smartphones. That phone with I'll link it in the description, or I'll give you guys a good idea. It's a desktop microphone that is USB powered by that phone, because you can have a little USB adapter and you can power USB powered devices, which is kind of neat. It's a little rig that I built myself, and the microphone works really well, because I mean, it records in dual channel, which is neat. That's a patient alarm, like a heart monitor, or I'm willing to bet that was not a. Yeah, I just that sounds like a monitor beep. But I mean, Amy Ronnie, any guess, Amy Ronnie Johnson, any guess I will take. Heart monitor beep, fire alarm beep. None of these. There is no such thing as a invalid guess or a silly guess. You hear what you hear. and I appreciate the feedback. That's crazy. I love it. I mean, it's clear as day to me. So I'll just leave this as it is, and I'll label it, because you don't want to stop on every single one of them. Beep. I'll go back later and save that. By the way, if you ever get into editing and you have a custom built computer like I do, and you get into Adobe Premiere and or any of these editing software, even if it's just iMovie, like for the Apple, which is free. If you have an Apple device and you want to use iMovie, if you have like a MacBook Pro, very good software program, it's free. If you do use one of these programs, save frequently. That's just a helpful tip from me. That way, if you're there's a lot of things going on in the background. There's your computer running. I'm broadcasting live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. So there's a lot of processes going on for me right now. So if this happened to crash, I would lose some of my work. So I always save after I do something. Right there. What is that? Hold on. I got to clean that up too, because I'm hearing oh or something. I don't know what that is. And yeah, I'm here to make sound effects, but that's what I hear, and I can't deny what I'm hearing. And Tyler, you gotta come and investigate this place with me, dude, because this is gonna be fun. Tyler, by the way, is Fireboy Gotti. Is one of the captains for the Cairo Fire Department. Thank you for your service, sir, to the community. Okay, let me clean this part up because we don't want to hear me stepping like an idiot. Oh, I need this part right here gone. I'm going to go in there with socks next time. That part. Wait, I destroyed that audio too much. Can you guys hear that, what I'm hearing? I don't know if you need like better headphones to hear what I'm hearing. Let me try to take part of this out and turn it down. Oh, this part's killing me where I'm stepping. That's someone singing. Oh, no. That's me stepping. I'm talking about this part right here. Don't worry about me. I'm sorry about my boots and what it's probably throwing a lot of people off. I'm stepping around and moving around. Here, let me save this so this makes more sense, and you'll see what's happening live because I'm stepping around. See how I'm moving? But I'm talking about right here. Can you guys hear that in the background? Yeah, it's a oh man, that's crazy. I'm gonna try and save this, copy it, and see if I can clean that up for the final release of this video, which will be later. I'll label this blue. And then, of course, the original clip will be in magenta. And I have not reviewed anything further. So this is... And again, this is after I've heard... Again, this is after I have heard the boot step, the door slam, and now a beep live. I didn't hear the boot step. I heard the door slam and the beep with my own ears. You can look down this hallway. This is the hallway that I came in the building through. This is the north side of the building. My escort, I guess you could call them, the folks that were there with me on this day, which was April 22nd, 2021, were right outside here. in their vehicle with no cell phone signal, so they couldn't even like make phone calls because it's just a dead zone for AT&T in this specific area. I had enough signal with Verizon plug to have signal, like I had a good enough signal to what is this? Anyway, why are there just 3 random chairs right here? I'm sorry, I get distracted. Shiny object. But I had enough signal to broadcast live to Facebook, which is kind of neat. And I'm still trying to figure out where that sound came from because it sounded like it came from this hallway.
Hello?
Good morning, Chandra.
They may not even be here anymore.
And I don't even hear them at all. I don't hear them talking. I don't hear them moving around. I'm like, where are they?
There were people that were with me.
I know. Most people are like, they're like running away or whatever, and you see Scott, I'm like, charge.
They may have left.
Okay, I'm gonna move this screen away to give them their source of anonymity, because like I'm not going to show you what vehicle they drive because the local people will know who it is.
No, they didn't.
So I pan the camera around and notice that they're in their vehicle.
Oh, they're in the Jeep.
Oh, they're in their vehicle. I didn't say that.
Okay. So y'all heard that noise. I asked you to give me a sign if there's anything in here with me, and I appreciate it.
There's a lot of people that own Jeeps, though. Let's just be honest. I own a Jeep. We've got a 4-door Wrangler.
You gave me a sign.
Yeah, only way to be, Tyler. I'm so glad that you're part of hopefully becoming a part of the team. He's in the application interview process with us as we speak. So yeah.
If there's anything in here with me, and I appreciate it.
We run toward the fire, not away from it.
You gave me a sign.
What is that? I mean, it could be a bird. Let's just leave it alone.
I don't have my flashlight with me. Not afraid of you. I don't have my flashlight with me. Not afraid of you. Just want to talk. It's just me. I'm not scary. Here's what's nutty.
Depends on who you ask.
People came in here into this area, like this rec room. See these chairs they're set up?
So you guys notice the chairs that are set up right here? Look at the pentagram on the floor. How dumb. How dumb do you have to be? And I'm calling you guys out. If you were actually the ones that did this, how dumb do you have to be? How idiotic can you be to walk into a place like this? You don't even know the history of the building and do this and desecrate this in this fashion. Rest assured, we're going to bless this spot and it'll be painted over with a cross.
Did a seance. Something. Did a seance. Something.
You guys hear that? What is that? All right, let's figure this out. Sound like a car horn? There's no waveform. That's a car horn. Don't worry about this. This is just nothing. Turn that down. It's so loud. What about the other part? We got a car horn? A disembodied electro voice phenomenon car horn. I'll buy that for $1, Alex. Oh. God rest his soul. I'm so sorry to hear that he passed. Oh. Okay. That's a car horn. That is a car horn. Car horn. Cool. So we got a car horn. And if I had heard that in real life, I would have tagged it. Hey, that's a car horn. Because that's what I do. So that is enhanced audio there. We'll label that blue. Label this magenta because it's one of my favorite colors. Interesting that we got a car horn. I don't know if you guys saw the latest rendition of Jeopardy lately. Aaron Rodgers was filling in, and he didn't do a bad job. That was amazing.
Something. Devil worshipping. It's ridiculous. It's like you can curse a building by
Why is this so quiet?
doing that.
Did I quiet this?
Something.
What in the world? Why is it so quiet? Whoa! Hey, what's going on? Why is that quiet to everybody else all of a sudden? Whoa!
Something.
Holy God, that's really loud.
Devil worshipping.
Wait, what's happening? What in the world? I don't...
Something. Devil worshipping. Devil worshipping.
Why is it so quiet?
It's ridiculous. It's like you can curse a building by doing that.
Yeah.
So here's the office area. Looks like this is a kitchen. I mean, it's...
Give me just a second. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the audio.
This just goes on and on and on.
Can you guys hear the audio okay right now? For some reason, the audio in here just went really, really low.
Slam a door for me. Look at this.
I'm not going to show this part because this could be a HIPAA violation, so we're just going to cut it completely out. The audio is low. Let me see what I can do. I don't know what happened.
Something.
What in the world?
Something.
I did something. It's back.
Something.
There we go.
Devil worshipping.
I don't know what I did, but I fixed it. I just went, controls part really quick, and I don't want there to be a HIPAA violation. Give me just a second.
Look at this. To-dos. January 2016. Last Supper, 1/25/2016.
That's me saying, like, I'm just looking at a whiteboard, but I don't want to show you guys. There are two names on there that I do not want to show.
Number of residents. And they have... Oh God, I just heard something else.
Now I can show you what's going on.
And they have...
Y'all heard that? Here, listen again. Something that made a noise inside the building. I don't know what it was.
Oh God, I just heard something else.
And again, when we go back into this building, if you notice all the papers that are just strung around, we'll turn them over and make sure that there's no HIPAA violations, that we cover up patient names. There's no need to, there's just no need to embarrass anybody or get anybody in trouble. So that's definitely what we will do in accordance with local laws and statutes.
This place is active.
Wait just a second.
This place is active.
Oh, I thought I saw something.
I love it.
And see, look at the office. There's papers everywhere. And I even say on the live stream, I don't want to go in there and show anything because, again, that could be a HIPAA violation.
Here's the office. I don't want to go...
You lost me? How'd you lose me? I'm right here. I'm still streaming. Right? You guys can hear me, right? Hello? How are you doing? Can you guys hear me okay, man? I don't know what voice this is, but if you guys can hear me, let me know, okay?
Too far into here because there may be like... Oh my gosh, there's a printer.
I mean, seriously, there's a printer still. I mean, that looks like it still works. Sharps container. There's paper still left out, like printer paper. You can see it's not even opened. Loud and clear. Thank you very much.
There may be like...
It looks like they're like, okay, we're done. See ya. Bye. Bye-bye.
Okay.
And here's the thing. In my own ears, in my left ear, I hear... You can't hear it on the stream, but I heard people talking. Let me enhance this. I don't think there's anything there, but let's just try and see what we can do. Because I react to something, and even though I can't hear it, I want to see if I actually captured anything worth noting. Sounds like silence to me. You guys can hear that, right? It sounded like complete static. I'm sorry, I get so excited. I heard it with my own ears. I heard it with my own, that's why I stopped and I was like, what? I feel like I had like an Aaron moment. What was that? What's going on? Listen to this again. It sounded like static. You guys are listening to this live. I know there's only 2 watching. No, man, check this out. It's not only a voice that you can hear. Listen. There's only 2 people watching this right now. Are y'all kidding me? It's like the best part of the whole video. They're like, I gave up. Wait, did the stream end? Hey, Fireboy, Tanya, am I still on Facebook? Did the stream end for real?